Hi, I'm Dr. Jeremy Neal. I'm a professor of philosophy at Houston Baptist University. I want to talk today about Plato's theory of the forms. This is a famous ancient doctrine that pervades a number of different Platonic dialogues, and it's an attempt to account for the varied nature of human experience. It's best illustrated perhaps by thinking about the difference between individual objects and general categories. So, outside of my house, or perhaps your house, there are trees. And I use the term trees to refer to a large number of different things which have brown tree trunks, green leaves, branches, and similar such characteristics. Maybe bark on a few of them, for example. The designation trees is a general category. It's a universal, to use a philosophically charged term. That general category is a designator that I use and that you use to communicate with each other and to refer to all of the different trees around us in our surroundings. When I say the word trees, you know that I'm referring to a number of different things that all fall under the general category trees. Plato's theory of the forms is an attempt to account for this simultaneous ability that we human beings have to see the objects in our surroundings, to recognize that they are particulars, to see them in their particularity, and yet also at the same time to use general categories or universals like the designator trees to refer to them. So Plato's doctrine of the forms is the idea that in addition to the things that we see around us in this world, in our physical surroundings, there's also another world, another realm or dimension, not a physical one, but a conceptual realm. And in that realm there are such things as forms. And it is important to recognize that this is not like our world. It is a conceptual realm, or a realm of intelligibility. And it is in that realm that the designator trees can be found. So tree is an ideal category or form within which all of the trees that you and I see in our surroundings can be situated and located. So all of the trees that we see in our surroundings participate in the form of treeness. That form of treeness is their archetype, so to speak. The same can be said of all of the universal categories that we use. So the word dogs is used to refer to a large number of different creatures who bark and chew and play. And that referent, dogs, is a form within which different particular dogs participate. You could also think of the reference cats or humans. So I participate in the form of humanness, just as you and all of our friends and family participate in the form of humanness. So the things that we see in this world then are representations or shadows of the forms that exist in another world, another dimension. Now, for Plato, that other dimension or world is more real than this world. It is eternal, whereas the things in this world pass away. Individual dogs can come and go. Individual humans are born, they live, and they die. But the form of humanness remains, and the form of dogginess remains. And all the particular creatures, humans and dogs, participate in the forms. In addition to being more real and being eternal, the forms are unchanging. So the forms have always been and will always be the way that they are. In that sense, the forms are special in a way that things here on earth are not. Moreover, the forms exist independently of our thought of them. They are not an invention of the human mind. It's not that we have created the forms by the use of our intellect. Rather, it is that we have discovered the forms by ascertaining their existence through observation of the objects in our surroundings. Again, the forms do not exist in a secondary or derivative sense that is dependent upon the individual individual things which participate in them. So the form of treeness does not depend upon individual trees. Rather, the causal dependency is the other way. The individual trees depend upon the form of treeness insofar as they are manifestations or representations of the form of treeness. So in addition to the sensible particular things that we see in our surroundings, there also are abstract entities called forms, and these forms are unique kinds of things, different than the things we see in our surroundings by virtue of their greater reality, their greater meaning, their eternality, and their unchangeableness. And the forms, and the doctrine of the forms, it is important to stress, is essential to Plato's thinking, and in fact can be found in a wide number of ways in many different Platonic dialogues, including especially the Protagoras, the Republic, of course, but also the Phaedo and the Meno, and many others.